We have on the phone another eyewitness from the event in Pennsylvania today. Her name is Melissa Shaffert. Melissa, I understand you heard some pops. You heard what we believe to be a series of gunshots. According to the log I see, there were at least 3 shots heard. How many did you hear?
I believe we heard 4 shots. It was very confusing because the shots did not sound like they were gunshots. It sounded like they were fireworks. And we were sitting about 50 feet from this giant green tractor, which is a combine. And I look over and I saw plumes of dust, but I thought, that's not what a gunshot sounds like. And then the chaos ensued, and we all got down on the ground, and I could actually hear bullets whizzing by. So I think the interesting thing to note when you're looking at all of the footage that is online and President Trump is directly in front of you on the screen, all of this action was taking place to the right of the president. So we were on the ground for about a minute. We all stood up, and that's when I posted quite a lengthy video on my Instagram that shows the exact area where we heard the gunshots coming from. Now, it's interesting to note that the gunshots obviously hit a large piece of equipment that was holding a giant speaker, and that cable snapped. And when that cable snapped, some kind of fluid came out of that machine. So there was fluid spraying, and there was a loud noise and equipment falling as well. So it was very chaotic.
I'm sure it is. I'm looking here at our producers logging the video playback that we've been watching here that's on your screen right now. And it looks like there was about a 30-second or so difference of time between when they heard shots and when the Secret Service said shooters down.
Yes.
That was a very quick reaction, it sounds like, including neutralizing the shooter.
Absolutely. We did not hear any shots that would have neutralized the shooter. I actually posted the video of the gentleman getting carried out of the stands that was hurt. And I also had a still shot of further back, them doing some kind of triage on someone. I had thought it was the shooter, but now as I'm watching the news, it looks like the shooter is on top of a building. I don't know if that is true or not. But I think it's also interesting to note that the Butler Farm Show area doesn't have good cellular service. So it was, really people did not know what was going on. And it wasn't until I drove home to Grove City, Pennsylvania, and turned on the news that I actually saw the president being hit with the bullet.
I believe, are you from Pennsylvania? Because I believe Pennsylvania is one of those states that allows concealed weapons to be carried.
Yes. Yeah, I have a concealed carry permit.
Okay, so you know what a gunshot sounds like. Do you have any idea what kind of rifle this was?
If I had to guess, and again, I don't know if I was hearing a ricochet. I did not hear a rifle make a sound of a bullet leaving a rifle because I thought it was a firecracker. I would have bet money on it being a low-caliber gun, a .22, but I could have been hearing a ricochet. I also could have been hearing that equipment being hit. So, yes, I do have a concealed carry permit, and, yes, I do have a good working knowledge of firearms, and I did not hear any shots after that of this shooter being taken out either. So I don't know if there were silencers involved or anything like that.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your eyewitness account there. So very familiar with what guns sound like. Very interesting, detailed